Hello, good evening. Um, in this today class, we are going to see how to get the permission. Okay, at the right time, how to get the permission, how to ask the permission for the user. What are the permissions can we ask? For example, if you install some app applications, at the installation time, you will be asked about the location permission, like allow deny, and something like to write or to use the external storage or the internal storage, like all those things. It will ask you, right? So, what if I want to declare it, or if I want to use it in my application? Because what happens if I want to take some datas like yeah, location data. If I want to use that person's location data in my application, then I want to uh, use the permission to access it. Okay, to if we get the permission only we can access it. Because in the Android developers, what they did, uh, they are asking us, because there will be two types of permissions. One is normal permissions and one is dangerous permissions, where one normal permissions is nothing but it will be having no risk at privacy, like sharing our data and breaches and leaking breaches, and there is no risk at all. But in dangerous type of permissions, what are they means, it is like data sharing, location sharing, and accessing it into inside the uh, storage devices or storage of the mobile phone. So it are all we are getting the access, right, for the storage. For that we require the permission. So uh, we want to ask the permission first in that application. Okay, so how to write the or how to use the permissions, I will to show you in this code. Okay, let me create a new project. Let it be permissions, then Java API 16. Okay, it is just creating now the new. Yeah, it's just importing the permissions Gradle. Okay, till then let me close this old project. Yeah, this Gradle sync. Yeah, now it's finished its build. And here what I will do, I will just first create a simple application. Okay, uh, with a simple layout, which is having only one button, which is asking us the permission. When I click the button, it will just ask me the permission. Okay, for to example what are the all the permissions, I will just explain you in this. First let me go to the coding part and let me change this the constraint layout to this yeah. So this, let me write linear layout. Let me add the orientation to vertical. Okay, let me remove this text view. Let me go back to the design and let me switch it to the system UI. And then let me add one simple button. Here, what I will do, I will just adjust. I will give the ID as perm btn. Okay. Sorry. For this button, I want to give the name as perm button. Refactor. And then let me change the margin first, and then text. Let me just change the text to give permission. Okay. Give permission and let me change the margin. We give it the padding to 20 dps. Now when I click this button, I want to show some permissions like allow or deny. Okay, how to do it I will show you. First go back to the code and let me extract it to string resource. Part here, now it's cleared. Well, let me switch back to the Java file, and here what I did, I've just used one button, right? So I will just declare one button here also. Button dot home button. Okay. Just see perm btn, all are in the smaller case. Perm button, only one thing we have declared as an element, so it's enough. Now what I will do, I will just go inside this one, and I will write I will link that btn submit. Okay, perm submit, perm button is equal to find view by id, and inside this what I will do, I'll just use r dot id perm btn. Yeah, now what I did, I just linked the um, perm btn button. Then to grant the application, what I will do, I will just set on click listener here. Okay, btn sorry, perm btn dot set on click listener, and inside this new view on click listener. Okay, inside this we will write the code. First let me check this if it runs or not. It's just building the Gradle. This application don't work because we have declared only the one application. Oh, sorry, one element, that is button. Okay, let's see how it will be. See, Gradle build has been finished and it is being installed on the mobile. It is just loading, but it don't work. Okay, because in this when I click the button, it don't give me anything. Like there is no code to run. So what happens if there is no code? If I click the button also, it won't work. Okay, see, I'm clicking on the button, but it won't do anything because we didn't specify what to do here. If we write one message, type it. Let me type toast message. Okay, to display toast dot make text. Inside, first specify the context, main activity. Hold on. Dot this. this, and I want to specify the message that is clicked. Okay, just going click. Okay, and then I want to give the, now let me use this toast long. Okay, how much time it will be uh, there? Let's see. Length is equal to long. Okay, then I will show it. Okay, let's run it. Let's relaunch the application. Let's wait till this Gradle build. Then see, let's see if we are clicking on the button, and let's see how much this toast message will display. It has been launched. Let's see, when I click this give permission, see, it is giving me the toast, that is long toast. See, it is staying for a long time compared to the uh, short one. Okay, see, this is when I'm clicking, it is clicking the button, but instead of giving me the toast message, it should ask me to give the permission. How to do it? Let's see. What I want to do is inside this. Now let's see, inside this on click list. Now when, what I want to do, I want to do this when the person clicks, or when the user clicks on this give permission, then it should ask me the dialog box of asking the permission, right? So what I will do, I will just go back to this set on click listener. Inside this set on click listener, let me add the if condition. If what it means inside this condition, what I will do, I will just ask for, I will just look after the permission for that external, for writing the external storage is there or not. If there is no permission granted, then what to do, then I should ask for the permission. So for to asking the permission, what I will do, I will just use this if condition. Okay, inside the if condition, I want to write context, context compact. Okay, context compact, right? Context compact, this one. Okay, and then dot, what I will do, I will just use dot check self permission. Means it is saying that in the application, uh, to check this permission, if there is any permission for to write the data, or to call the date, call the person, like to access another things like location and all those things, it will use it uses to check the permission by itself. Okay, and inside this, what I will mention, this check self permission, I want to check which permission is is there allowed or not. Like for example, in this what happens, it is checking the permission that, like, how can I say, it's just checking the permission. Inside this, what we do, we are giving one string context, and then one string permission. It checks the permission if it is allowed or not. Okay, how to write it? Inside this, I will write main activity dot this will be the context. Okay, and now what I will do, I will just write uh, manifest, and then dot permission. Okay, means what it is asking, context means application, and then I'm saying to I'm saying that is there permission for the writing. Let me write the external storage. Okay, let me write it to external. See, these are all some dangerous permissions. Okay, where we will be asking the user to set it. See, this is what I want to use down external storage. If I want to access the contacts, then I want to use this write contacts. If I want to access APN settings, calendar, call log, then these are those methods we will be using. Okay, let me use external storage. And then I want to mention the condition here. What the condition is that application has been granted the permission or not. Okay, for how I can do it, it means I will just use not equal to package manager dot dot granted, sorry, yeah, permission granted. See, these are the two things: permission denied and permission granted. Let me choose permission granted. Okay, here let me explain you once again what this if condition do. It goes into the application and it checks for the permission. No, like I am saying to check the external permission. Okay, external storage permission. It is like I'm asking the application, will I be will me sorry will I able to write the application external using this application, write the external storage or not, or the like store the some data inside it. I'm asking this application. Okay, this is just a simple method, and I'm saying to check the condition for is no it is not equal to, like it's equal to or not equal to, like that. Okay, remove the single bracket. Okay, I'm saying this from this activity ask the permission to write the external storage. Okay, it checks the whether the application is having the permission or not. If the permission is there, then I'm giving specifying the condition that not equal to permission granted. If the permission it is granted, then it don't get inside the if loop. If there is no permission to access the data or read the data or store the data inside the application, then only it should go inside this if loop. Okay, let but after going inside this if loop, what I want to do, I want to ask the user about the permission to allow to write the external storage or read the external storage. How can we do it? We just type, we just want to type activity dot, sorry, activity compat, type c activity, sorry, activity. Okay, so for activity compat, activity compat. Yeah, it's here, activity compat, and then I will use dot request. Okay, request permissions. This means this request drag and drop permissions means to drag and drop the files. Okay, and then this request permissions we will be using to ask it for the user. Okay, like allow or deny. Inside this I will mention a context main activity, then I want to use this also, main activity dot this comma, I will specify a new string. Okay, new string, and inside this I will mention manifest to ask the permission here. Okay, it asks for the permission automatically. Permission dot to write what I want to, I want to write the external storage, so I will use write external storage. Okay, this whole thing what it is doing, it is just asking the permission, okay, by the user. And then what I want to do, I want to specify the unique code request. Okay, and before that, what I want to do, I will to just initialize the unique code request. Private is equal to static final unique underscore request code. Okay, it will be like this, unique underscore request. Okay, it's final int. Okay, sorry, I missed the data type here. That's why it was giving me the error. See, it is just a variable now. It will be having the value 1. Okay, let me initialize it to declare it to 1. Now what happens, I will just go into this request permission and ask the user to permit. Okay, but here what I want to do, I want to just use activity and this which permission I want to ask for, and then comma inside this I want to use in unique. Okay, unique request code means it is equal to 1. If the user gets it, then it will be changes its value. Okay, this is better net. Okay, I not use the string, so it was giving me the error. Yeah, it's good. And see, all the error resolved, and this unique request code will be automatically reset. Okay, now if the user not go, if the permission is already granted, then where it should go? It should go inside this else loop. Okay, and it should start its operations like reading the data or anything else what you give the operations inside this else loop. After getting the permission, then it does itself. Okay, it is just used to grant the permission. Okay, this loop, this if loop, and inside this if loop, else loop, I will write one toast message. Okay, how can I use this? I told the toast dot make text, and inside this make text, what I want to do, I want to just specify this main activity dot this, and and inside that I want to give them permission message, that is it be permission granted. If there is no permission, then it should go to the if loop. If there is also already given granted the permission, then it should come into the else loop and say that permission granted, thank you. Okay, let me type thank you also. Okay. And now I want to set the toast length. Okay, toast length dot length, let it be short now. Okay, now I will just type dot show. It will show me the message. And now let me run this application. Let's see. Let's wait for the Gradle build, but it will give me the error. Okay, it is also not working because we used the permission here, but not inside the manifest file. We also want to declare inside this manifest.xml file. Okay, because there is no predefined permissions that we are asking. Okay, this manifest files holds all the things required to give the permission set of permissions. So what I will do, I will just use the tags and I will specify that user. Okay, uses permission, and I will say this application like uses permission, and then I will just type Android permissions like I'm using it's this reading or writing, right? So what I will do, I will just type write external storage, right? So let it be. Now it won't give me the error. Let me close this tag. Okay, I'm setting users permission, like if there are permissions more than one, like two, like asking to open the camera and open, like accessing the gallery permissions and all those things. You want to use another type, another lines here, like users permission, Android name, and then you want to specify write camera or a read camera or use camera, like that, or access gallery. All those things you want to specify in the manifest file before uh, going to ask in this loop. Okay, let me relaunch this application, and now it will build completely, and it asks us the permission. See, now it's launched, and when we click the permission, let me click this. See, when I click on this give permission, it will ask me the dialog. See what it is asking. It is asking me that allow permissions to access photos, media and device. This permissions matlab this is the application name. Okay, it describes the application name. If this application name is like WhatsApp, then it is asking allow WhatsApp to access photos, media and files on your device. Then if I press this allow, it will grant the permission. Okay, see, and when I press this or when I click this again, when I click this button again, then it will showing me the toast message. What is that? Permission granted, thank you. Okay, because it is asking us, it first checks whether the permission is allowed or not. If not allowed, then it goes into the if condition and asks the user for the permission. Then if there is already a permission, and then it doesn't go inside this if loop, and it just goes inside this else loop and say the toast message that permission granted, thank you. Okay, like this it will show you. Let me show you again. See, it is showing this permission granted message. Okay, say if, it is giving me the permission. But if you want to see this what are all the permissions this application got, then you want to go back to the settings. Okay, you should go to the settings, and inside the settings you want to move into this apps and search for uh, permissions app, because our application name is permissions. Then just search for permissions. Okay, it is here. Let me open this, and inside this permissions there is a name called permissions. Okay, inside this there will be permissions that is used by the permission application. See, I have already given the storage. When I click this off, then there will be no permission to access this storage. Okay, when I go back to the permissions app, and then when I click it again, when I click this give permission button again, then it will ask me for the permission again. See, it will ask me again. Okay, like this it works. But what if the user clicks on deny? We are already worked on allow. If the user clicks on allow, then it will say that permission granted. But what if the user uses this deny or the don't ask again checkbox or the deny button? Then we should use another method here. Let me import it first and then show you how to do it. You want to generate a method, override method here. Okay, just right click on the, after this on click method, just go to generate. It's just not responding. And inside this override methods, let's wait for a while. not responding correctly. Inside this, what you want to do, you want to search for on request result, okay, on permission request result, okay. Search for on request permission. See, it is here on request permission result, okay. Just import it. Create a method here now. Let's wait. You have called the method, it came up, and let me remove the super method, okay. Super call, and inside this, let it be. Let me clear this things. Sorry. That's good. It's okay, let it be. Then hit on enter. Then what I will do, I will just use here. See, I have used the request code here, unique request code. It will be one. The when I will pass this value to this method, what happens? It just automatically calls. Okay, if the person selects deny option, then it automatically, or whatever the result may be, it just passes into this method call. Okay, then what happens? This request code is nothing but this request code. This is passing into this on request permissions method, and this is the string permissions. Okay, string permissions means what we have declared here. This is the permission which is stored inside the strings, right? Right, external storage, that is that the permission is passing inside this parameter, and this grant results is nothing but it is at what position it is granting the result. Then inside this, what I will do, I'll just use if condition, okay, to check whether the permission is granted or not by using this unique request code. Okay, unique request code is set to 1. So what I will do, I will just set check for the condition unique request code is equal to request code. Okay, see, this is the request code. I'm checking the condition for. If this request code is 1 equal to 1, then only I want to search for the error, or I want to ask for the permission. So why I'm declaring it here means, see, if he clicks on the deny, then I want to display him the message, alert message. Okay, like if the user you clicks on this deny, then I want to provide him the dialog box that asking him, you can't delete this option because it is very important to store the file inside your device and all वगैरह वगैरह. We want to mention it, and clicks and ask the user to click on OK and give the permission, and again get back to the show this option. If he clicks on no thanks again, and then it's okay. Okay, like I will show you once this application builds, and click on hit enter, and then let me open the loop. And inside this, what I will do, I will just use another uh, if condition to check that where the grant position is equal to permission granted or not. Okay, grant, yeah, grant results at the position of 0 is equal to permission. I think I missed something. Yeah, it's okay. Permission dot write external, right? Oh, sorry, package manager. This is not a permission. I package manager dot uh, permission granted or not. Okay, I want to ask you this grant result whether the permission is granted or denied. If the permission is granted, then it want to go inside this if loop. Okay, and say the user thank you. Okay, let me show you. Inside this if loop, I will use another toast method, toast dot make text. Inside the text make text, what I will do, I will just pass the context first, main activity dot this. Okay, and then I will pass the message that let it be different from this permission granted. Let it be thank you first. Thank you. Sorry, permission granted. Okay, then this is how it works. Okay, inside this I want to mention the toast length. Toast dot and let it be short. And then I want to show the message. Okay, what happens is if the permission is already granted inside this if loop, then it will show the message. Okay, if just show the message as permission grant, thank you, permission granted. Mm, it, it is saying permission, thank you, permission granted. Here permission granted, thank you, when the user clicks that button again. But before that, it goes to this request results. Okay, then it checks for the condition whether the application has got the access or not. If the application got the access to write the external storage, then it will show this thank you, permission granted message. Okay, then if not, if the user clicks on the deny, then what I want to do, I will just use this else condition here. If the user clicks on deny, then I will write some simple code. Okay, like asking the user to grant the permission for me. Okay, instead of using else, let me use else if, so that in next loop I can use else if easily. Okay, else if I just use sorry, inside this else if I will use grant results mm, is equal to, sorry, at the position of 0, I want to mention it, is equal to package manager dot permission denied. Okay, what happens here, it checks the first, it checks for the permission granted. Okay, if the permission is already granted, then it will just show the message that is thank you, permission granted. And then if not, then it ask me or not the me, ask the user to just rethink about the decision and click on allow option. Okay, like something I want to display as what I can display, like asking the permission again. I want to store the data because if not, I can't use this application inside your phone and all those things. Like, okay, for that what I will do, I will just ask the permission using alert dialog. Okay, what this alert dialog will do means it will just provide me the dialog box asking whether to uh, give me the allow things and no things, okay, and all those things. I will just use alert dialog dot builder. Okay, which builds the dialog box, and I will refer it to the dialog itself. Then just use equals and then equals, after equals just type new. We are referring it to an object, so we want to use new, and then I will just use again act alert dialog dot builder. Okay, and now inside this I like dialog builder parenthesis, I will just describe it as this. Okay, let it be. And now what I will do, I will just use alert set message. Okay, I want to set the message now. So what I will do, I will just use the object referrer as dialog, sorry, it's slow now. Okay, now what I will just dialog type dialog dot alert set message, sorry. Inside that dialog box, what I want to do, I want to use set the message. So what I will do, I will just type set message. Okay, let it be the this one, pass sequence. Okay, you type whatever you want. You can use int message id or car sequence id. Okay, it's just a set message. In this, what I will do, I will just type this what I can do is, this permission is required to store store the data inside the phone. Okay, let it be like this. Okay, now it's enough. And let me write, please grant me something like that. Please grant, it's just hanging. Hold on. Let's wait for a minute. Okay, please grant the permission. Let me close this. Sorry, I don't want to close this dialog. Okay, Before closing the dialog, I want to set the annotate thing here. Go down and okay, here what I want to do, I want to set the title also. For all the dialog books, there will be titles, right? Similar to that, what I will do, I will just use set title, mm, giving me the, it's slow now. Okay, set title. What I'm going to set is I will just type it like it's very important permission, okay, and all those things. Important, let it be important permission required. Important permission required. Okay, let me close this tag. And then for this, what it will do in the dialog box means it will just show this message, but there will be no like there will be no buttons added, like to click on the okay. Then what I want to do, if the user clicks on the okay, then we want to ask him back him to allow the permission. If he uh, clicks on no button, then what it should display the message, we don't ask you again, or like that message. Okay, let me show you how to set the buttons. uh, but now what I will do, I will just type, I'll just hit enter and I will type dialog sorry dialog sorry dot set positive. Positive button means like okay and all those things. Set positive button, and inside that I will just use one button, that is okay. If the user clicks okay, then it should redirect him inside this call method call. This is just an inside method. Okay, inside this, another one thing I want to pass is on click listener, right? Because it is direct button, we are not creating in an XML files, we are just creating directly inside this dialog box by saying set positive button okay. If this okay is clicked, then I want to use this on a new dialog interface, which helps us to set the on click listener. Okay, this is an in call method. And now for what if I want to set for a message, like, let me show you. Hmm, who's this? Yeah. What if I want to set the another button naming it as no? Then similarly, just type dialog and dot set negative button, and inside that I will just type no first. Okay, let me type no, and similar to the previous dialog, I will also declare a new dialog interface on click listener. Okay, then when the user gets into this, or the positive button okay, what it should do inside this, if person agrees to uh, agrees back to set the permission to granted, it should ask me again the permissions. So let me show you what I will do. I will just copy this alert dialog builder. Okay, I'll just, sorry, not this one, here it is in the down, this whole activity compact requesting about the permission. Let me copy it and go back. Let's wait. Inside this OK button, I want to place it. Okay, just paste it. See, I have just pasted inside this. When the user clicks OK, it shows the uh, permission access message dialog again. If user clicks on no, and let me type it as no thanks. Yeah, if the user clicks on no thanks, or yeah, it be no thanks itself, and then I want to show the message toast. It's not toast dot, sorry, toast make text dot. What I will do, I will just use make this, sorry, main activity dot this activity dot this, and inside this message box, what I will do, I will just write cannot be done. Like I can't store any data inside your phone like that. Okay, cannot be done. Let it be. Like this, how it works means, if I click on allow like this, let me show you in this. See, if the user clicks on this deny, then what happens? Then it should go into this else if loop, and else if loop, and then what I want to do, I want to set the dialog alert dialog message where asking the permission, like asking again to give the input as allow or grant the permission. If user say no there also, then what happens? Then I want to make this I will message that it's toast message that cannot be done. Okay, I want to display it. But what if the user clicks on this never show again message, clicks on this button don't ask again? It will not ask it, right? So for if we have declared already for this two button, and then it's over now for this else, for this if button. Okay, what I want to do, I want to just show the dialog box now. Okay, dialog dot show. Okay, yeah. Now what happens? It shows the dialog. But what if the person says on the that checks that never show or never ask them again, never asking again? So what I will do, I will just close it again. Inside this loop itself, this is referring to this else if, right? But what I will do, I will just add another thing here. Okay, like if the permission is denied, it is asking the user. Okay, let me give some space here. Okay, now inside this I will just use another if statement. Means this, when the user, when the application enters to this request code if loop, then what it does, it checks the condition. If the user clicks on the low button, let me show you here. It's not loading. See, if the person clicks on this allow button, then it goes inside this permission granted if condition. If the user denies this permission, then the application, this, then the program goes inside this else if condition. It this condition fails. And if this both the if the user puts on this condition, okay, like don't ask again. Then what, where should it go? It should go inside the else loop, and then it wants to show me a message like we know, we never show it the dialog, or we never show it you again. Okay, I want to display that message. Let's wait for this. It's not responding now again. I don't know why it's so laggy. Let's wait. To define else condition here, we want to declare another if condition inside this else if condition. Okay, so what happens if I declare here if condition? It checks for the do not ask again message. Okay, then after, if the user clicks on the do not click this message, it will goes into the else loop. Otherwise, if the user clicks on the inside the it doesn't click the do not ask again checkbox, then it will go inside this if loop. Okay, let me show you. Anyway, that if condition which we are stating inside this else if loop, it will not refer to the else condition. Okay, outside this, we are referring if else, if and else condition inside this else if statement. See, application has been launched now. Okay, uh, see here, application has been launched. When I click on this give permission, and then if I say hello, it will pop me the toast message, thank you, permission granted. Means it is popping me the toast message that is inside this if grant results. Okay, this condition is printing. See, it is different from the this else condition. Else condition is of permission granted, thank you. But here in this if condition, it is saying thank you, permission granted. So what is happening? If I click on allow, it goes to this method and checks for the condition. If the grant result is equal to permission granted, if I allow the app, then it will enter into the if loop. Else if means if I deny, okay, if I click on the deny, let me show you what happens. If I click on deny, what happens? It just pops me out the dialog box asking, this permission is required to store the data inside the phone, please grant the permission. And I'm setting the title of it to, what is title, like the headline of this dialog box. Okay, let me show you when I run that. And then this is the set positive button, and then this is set negative button. Like now this will be the OK button, and this will be the no thanks button. Okay, let me show you in the application. Let me go back to the app settings. Then let me clear the storage settings to off, and let me go back to the application. Now it is when I click on the give permission, it is asking me allow permissions to access photos, media, and files on your device. If I say deny, then it goes into this if else if condition and pops me out the dialog. Let's see. See, now I'm clicking on deny now. See, it is popping me out the permission. Okay, like permission dialog box. Okay, see, it is saying that this is the title of the message. What I have given here. This is important permission required, right? This will be the title. See, it is also the title. Important permission required. And inside statement is set message. Okay, the permission is required to store the data. See, the permission is required to store the data. And I have given two positive buttons. What it says, one is okay and one is no thanks. Uh, Positive button comes at the right side after the negative button. Okay, so uh, I'm asking the person or the user to grant the permission. If he clicks on OK, what it should do, it should ask the permission again, like to allow. Let me show you. And if the users click on this negative button, no thanks, then what it show? It shows the toast message that cannot be done. Okay. Let me show you the both the conditions. Now see, I'm clicking on this OK. Now it is asking me again the uh, permissions are okay. Then what happens? Then when I click on this allow, it just pops me up. Thank you, permission granted. Okay, in this message. Okay, it is just popping me up the message. If I click on allow. Okay, if I click on deny. Sorry, I want to click it on deny. It's already will do the things. Okay. Now, I will ask for give permissions. I will click on give permissions and it will ask me to allow the permissions. And what I will do, I will just click on this deny. It asks me the important permissions required. So what it asks, okay, when I click on OK, it just go back to the and ask me again. Okay, if I set the deny the first time, it asks me this pop-up message. But if I go on clicking deny, okay, it just repeats. See, I will click OK, and then also if I click on deny, then it just be showing the same message. It will be like never ending loop. Okay, see once again. Okay, again I'm clicking on deny, then it will pop me out again this message. Okay, but what if I click on this no thanks? It will toast me a message cannot be done. Okay, see like this it works. But let me show you the another condition here. Let me, okay, now it's off only. And if I go back to, let me ask for a permission here. Then see what happens. If I click on this, don't ask again, and then set on deny. What happens? It again pops me up this else if condition inside this dialog box is there, right? That is popping me out. Okay, again. But when I said don't ask again, then it should not pop me out this dialog. For that, what we will do, we will include a if condition here. Let me show you. If I click on deny, okay, it will never ask me this permissions button. Okay, permissions dialog box. Let me show you. See, I have clicked deny. I don't want to show this message again. Okay, and see if I ask this give permissions again, then also it will pop me on the permission. Okay, see it is when I click the OK also it is not giving me the dialog box. It is simply saying that important permission required. Okay, so that to reset it, what I will do, I will just turn it on and turn it off. Okay, then let's move back to the application, and if I say give permissions, it will again ask me. Okay, but I want to fix this. How to fix this? I will just use one if condition inside this else if loop. What will be the condition? Let me explain you while typing. Okay, just wait. Yeah, is it recording? Yeah, yeah. What we will ask? We'll ask one another if condition here. If So what I will include is this if condition is uh, let me explain you while typing. It's not responding. Yeah, I just type activity compact. Okay, it helps us to get into the activity main activity compact. Sorry, compact. Let it give me the suggestions so that if there are any import options, it will directly import it. Okay. See, I used activity compact. Then I will use dot and then should show request permission rational. I will use this method. Okay, what it do is it checks for the user if the person has been entered the or check the box that is like do not ask again, never ask again. The dialog box checks box if the user is been checked it or not. Okay, mention the context. What is context? Main activity dot this. Okay. I want to define the activity here. Sorry, main activity dot this, and then use manifest. Okay, it's nothing but checking inside the main activity. Okay, yeah, it's means not lagging. Okay, and this what I will do. I will just use main activity dot this. This will be the activity in which activity it should check. Okay, and I will specify the manifest, which means manifest dot permission, which permission I want to check. Okay, then I will use manifest dot permission dot which permission in the which permission dialog I want to check it. So what I will do, I will just mention the which permission that I have used in this application, that is write external storage, right? So I will use that. Okay, see now I have declared the um, condition here, and I will include this if alert. Okay, if alert dialog inside the alert dialog, and then what I will do, I will just use another if condition here. Not if condition, I will use else condition. Okay, let me close this. Yeah, now it's been closed. Okay, and then see what it do is it just checks for the condition. If the user checked that do not click do not ask me again button or not. If not, it goes inside this if loop. If the user didn't click it or didn't check it that box, then it goes into the another if else loop. Okay, and show me the message. We will not display it again. Okay, else inside that else loop, I will declare a toast message. Toast dot make text. Inside this make text, what I will do, I will just type main activity dot this, and then I will type main activity dot this, and I will include one message here, that is we will never show you again. Okay, and then I will use the post length dot length short. Okay, and then I will use show method. Okay, so what it is doing is it checks the condition first, whether it is the person user clicked on the checkbox or not. If he clicked on the checkbox, then we want to display this message. If he don't click the message, it should enter inside this if loop and gives the alert dialog. Okay, so let's run this application now. Let's see. The Gradle has been building. Okay, and it takes time to build. Let's wait for a while. Application just launched. Okay, so it's not correctly. Yeah, application has been launched now. So if I give the if I select no, don't show this message again, and after clicking I don't want to see that this dialog message. Okay, let's check it. Um, Let me click on this give permission. It's not taking the input. Let me give it another time. So a minute. Okay, let's go to the settings. Just not responding. Okay, let me. See, now it's running. This application is running now. Let me show you. When I click do not show again. Okay, when I click on this only deny, what it will do, it will just go to this important permission. If I click OK, then what it will do, it will ask me again, right? It simply repeats. But when I click this no thanks, it will just be showing me cannot be done. Again, going back to the give permission, then it is me three options: allow, deny, don't ask again. I have included the if loop here. So what happens now is, if I click on this don't ask again and click on this deny, then what happens means it won't display this dialog box. Okay, that important permission required dialog box will not be displayed. It just goes into this else loop and it will print me the message that we will never show it again. Okay, let's see. I'm clicking on deny. See, we will never show this message again. It didn't display me any dialog box. When I go back to this give permission again, see, we will never show you again. It won't ask me the dialog box also, and the thing is, it won't show me the allow permissions also. This is how permissions work. Okay. Similarly, if you want to work with other types of permission, it is all same, but what you want to do is you want to change this write external storage to your required permission. Okay, and all the operations inside this will be remaining same. Okay, you can work on it and you can practice on it. If you get any doubts regarding this permission, just ask me. Okay, then now what we will do, we will just move on to the other topic of this Android development. uh, we will be learning now what are app widgets, uh, how it works and how to create the widgets. Okay, uh, like if I am using some applications, let's see in this itself. When I hold on, when I click on this, sorry, displaying, uh, sorry, let's go to here, and when I click on this for a long hold, it asks me is the app info. Okay, just hold on, let me show you. When I long hold, okay, sorry, when I long press on the screen, it shows me the widgets, right? So I'm holding on for a bit, and it shows me these options, and then when I go to this widgets, it shows me some application widgets that I can use on my home screen. Okay, this is how widgets work. Like, it's nothing but an application related a small type of information provider, okay, outside to place inside the home screen. Like, directly we can access it from the home screen itself by not opening the application. Okay, this is how it looks, and I will give you a simple example how to build an this type of widgets now. Come on, let's see how to build it. I will just go into this file. Okay, and I will create a new project, and I will select this empty activity and click on next, and let it be the application name be widget example. Okay. Let it be Java Android 16, and I will click on finish. Yeah, it's now creating the application. Okay, let's wait for it, and let me go back to this permission and let me close this project. Saving, and now it's closing now. Yeah, now this project is creating. Let's wait for a while. See, now it's all set to work on with the applications, to build the widgets. Okay, now let's see how to build the application of, sorry, not application, let's see how to build an widget. And for building an app widget, what you want to do, you want to go inside this resource and inside this resource layouts and select this layout and right click on it. Okay, then you will get the some options like new project and all those things. Okay, this way, uh, new, and here in this new you want to go to uh, widget. Okay, not in this main activity.java, but you can use there also, no worries, but better to go with the layout. Okay, just go with layout and go to new, and inside this just select widget and app widget. Okay, it will just ask you some things, just give the name. Okay, let the class name be new app widgets, no problem. And then placement means where I want to place, like in the home screen, like this. See, this is the home screen, right? If I want to place this my widget inside the home screen, then I want to select home screen. Or there are several options like keyguard, home screen, or both. If I want to place my widget only on the keyguard, like lock screen, simple words is lock screen. If you want to place it there, then you want to use this keyguard. If you want to use on the both screens, then you want to use both screen. Let me choose both. Okay, and then let me change. See, this is nothing but resizable, means what it is asking, if I drag some widgets into the home screen, it will take some space, like 4 icon space or 3 icon, where we are storing 2 icons, we can create the application there, widgets like that. Okay, let's see in this wait a minute. Yeah, this, see, it is there, API demos 1 cross 1. 1 cross 1 means it will use one tile. Okay, one tile means one icon size. As understand in a simple word, 1 cross 1 means it is nothing but a simple 1 cross 1 icon. Okay, icon size. If I select 2 cross 3, what happens, it will use 2 width and 3 heights. Okay, and similarly 3 cross 3 will be used. Okay, and major, we can select up to 4 in 4 cross 4. Okay, if I select 4 cross 4, what happens is it will create a huge layout using like something we don't want, because it will be used only near the for the news articles. Okay, to display some news articles, it will be used, but we don't want that some huge screen or a widget, so we will be using 2 cross 2. Okay, and then let me import this configuration screen also. Okay, it automatically imports if I select this, and the source language may be Java. Okay, this is how we want to select the configure the app widgets. Okay, and click on finish. It will just generating the source. In the Gradle project sync is in progress. See, when you import the configuration screen, then what happens, it will create another XML file, one XML file with the one Java file. Okay, in this we don't work now configure.xml. This will won't be working, but to make this app work, we will be just importing the configuration files. Okay, we will just work on this new app widget. This is the activity main. Okay, let me show you. Let's wait for a while because this Gradle is syncing. Let it be. See here, this is the main activity XML. When I open this new app widget, this app widget XML is nothing but this belongs to the widget. Okay, what is widget? This is the widget, right? It belongs to this layout. Okay, how much screen layout I want to use, all those things will be specified in this app XML. Okay, widget.xml, and this widget.configure means it will just configuration of this widgets. Let me hold for a second because it's loading or singing the Gradle. See, now it's initializing it. It has been created now. Okay. Let's wait for a second. See, this will be the application. Okay, let me show you how it looks. I didn't configure anything. Let me show you how this layout works. Okay, let me launch this application now. I have not edited any of the code inside this application. Like, I have not set the layout, or I have not set the main activity or anything. Any of the things or the files I have not edited. Before editing, I'm showing you, but it comes with a configuration file, so you can use it this widget directly. Okay, let me show you. In this layout, what you can do is you can just edit the options. Like, if you want to enter some data, then you can directly enter it here by giving one text view, one button, and one image view. You don't require to code here also. Okay, it will just use the inbuilt configuration files to implement that. Okay, let me show you once this Gradle build finished. Okay, see, now application has been installed. Okay, see, now application has been installed already. Okay, let's close this app. Let's go to that application. Set that as a widget example. See this here. See, it is displaying hello world because I didn't have any edited any of the things in the activity main XML. I left as it is, and but I want to see whether this widget is created or not. Okay, for that, what I will do, I will just go to home. Let's wait, and I will hold on a bit. Okay, and it will ask me the widgets, and here the in the name of application name itself, it will be created the widgets. Let's see. Uh, See, it has been created widget example. What is there in this activity of widget.xml? It is example, right? So when it is now 2 cross 2. What I have declared as horizontal vertical length, it is the size that took. Okay, and let me drag this to the home screen. Let's see what it will do. Okay, just hold a bit. It's just loading. Wait, and just drag it and place it somewhere here. See, it just placed it, and it will ask you to configure an example added with. It is asking you because I have created with the configure XML. Let's go to this configure XML and let me show you. It's already pre-built. Okay, see, this is the widget configure file which created uh, with the help of when we created the app widget. Okay, okay, let's wait for this initializing. Okay, let's wait. Let me pause. See now this is that XML file, that configuration of XML file. Okay, it is asking one text view. It is having one text view, one edit text, and add widget. And this configuration is used by this Java class. Let me show you that also. See, all the things are referred using of in this configure file is referred in this class.java. Okay, these are all the things. These two files and these two files are created by widget itself. When I say configure, okay, configure a screen. See, it is just having its own on click listener and all those things. I didn't type any single line here. If you want to configure, then what you want to like, see, go to this new app XML and you just replace with the what you want. If you want to show some image view, I will just place the image view by removing it. Okay, I can edit this also. Okay, just go to the configure, and when I go to configure, it asks me some attributes of both it, and I will just place this configure in the center. Okay, let me show you. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, and inside this, if I go and change the configure to padding with some gravity to center horizontal, then let me show you it. Yeah, here center horizontal. When I select it, it just place that into the middle of the layout. Okay, see, it placed. And if I want to say some padding, or if I want to change the padding of this linear layout, I can do it. You can directly do it by selecting this linear layout attributes, or you just go to the code and see here there is a one text view, one edit text, and one button. Okay, in this linear layout I will just change this linear layout to 32 dp, and let's go to the design part again. See, it just shifted its padding to 22. Okay, and mm, let me give this text view margin as an 12 dp. Okay, okay, then button as 12 dp. Okay, let's go back to the design. See, it's having some space in between now. Okay, it will just ask me the things. It will automatically displace me when I drag the widget into the home screen, and it will ask me this configuration. If I type something inside this plain text, and I will, when I click on add widget, then it just displays me what I have added here. But if you want to create like other applications, like you want to display weather or report or news articles or the gallery view or some streaming music applications view and all those things, you want to just add this image view, recycler view by using all these widgets and all those palette. You can just create what you want in this new app widget configure file. Okay, not in this new app widget file. It is just a thing where you are using it to display, like for background color, for text what you want to display, you want to add here like images and all those things you want to add here. And to configure, like you want to give input for the weather, like you want to say 32 degrees Celsius at Delhi, 32 degrees Celsius at Bangalore, and all those things, like, so you want to do configure for it. So it is asking the configuration file. Here you just want to ask for the configuration to select the user. If the it is, if you are creating a weather application, then you want to say the user to select the city, and what or which are all the cities you want to see in the widget, and what are the things you want to see, and all those kinds are used asked inside this configuration file. Okay, and then if you go back to this widget here, it is nothing but this example. It is displaying us, right? This will be the display image of the original widget. Okay, and this is some like background application, like asking configurations for it. Let me shift back to this example. Let me change this example to, let me change this example to, let me go this, let it load. Okay, now what I will do is just go to this example and I will change it to the, okay, wait a minute. Here is the text, right? Let me change this whole text to hello, welcome. At the first time, you will see this before configuration, before adding the text inside the configuration file, before adding widget. We want to give some name also here. But for the first time use, it will be like hello, welcome. Okay. Let me show you by running the code. Okay. And if you want to see the code of this, it is just a one having one text view and one relative view to drag and drop the widget. Okay. This is how widget works, and it's a simple thing. So that it's about 15 minutes topic. So I will explain in a simple way. And if you want to go with the deeper one, you can just follow the Android developer forums. So you can learn there how to add the image view or required things. It's just similar to the creating an application. Okay, just you want to practice. Okay, if you want to show the image, you just drag it in the this new app widgets. Okay, and it will show you the image, but it will be in the limited size. Okay, this is how it works. And I have now changed this XML files design view to hello, welcome. Let me run it and show you again how to add the configuration. Okay, how to change the configurations, and how when I add some data to the configuration and set click on add the widget, it will just change that hello, welcome message to other things like what I will be giving the input, right? That way it will be showing us in the widget. Let's see. Just wait for the Gradle build. So it's just a simple topic, but for many applications you require widgets. Okay, like weather report if you want to place something like in which city, what is the weather, or something like money stock reports and all those things like news articles, everything you can use the widgets. It's not mandatory to use the widgets, but to make the user interface or make the user use your applications more, then you have to design your own applications by using some widgets and all those things. Let's wait now. Now Gradle finish its building. Okay, let's see in the application when it gets installed inside the mobile. Okay, yeah. Now let's switch back to the phone. Let me relaunching the application. I have not edited anything in this XML. Activity in XML is nothing but the whole application. If you are using, if you are making the application like that magic ID number at the starting stage or the starting course of the Android Studio I was teaching, in like that applications, inside that applications we can use the widgets. Okay, and moreover, if you are creating a calculator app, like I have given the project, right? In that thing also you can just use the widgets to provide some addition or some multiplication thing inside this widget. Okay, when you just give it, the user use it directly on the home screen to calculate the things without going inside the applications or not. You can try it on your project. Okay, you can use everywhere or like every application you can use, like you can also use in the to-do list application, and also like a user can directly enter the to-do list when he remembers the things. Okay, similarly in all those things like converter applications, all those things. Okay, now it's I think it's launching. Let's wait for a while. was related to the old application. Okay, it will now launch with this. Seeing the event log, this event log is nothing but it will show all the things which are running in this Android Studio. Okay, what are the notifications? Event log nothing but notifications it is providing us. Okay, see, the Radar build has been finished, but the launch is not yet succeeded. Okay, just wait for the launch or just relaunch the application. I think the relaunch has been cancelled. Let me just relaunch this application. Let it build the Gradle again, and it will not take much time to build this time because we have not edited any single line of code here. So it will directly provide us the output. The build has been finished. Okay, now Gradle build has been finished. So, I hope it will launch now. Just wait, it's not responding. Okay, wait. It is now looking for the devices to come online. Okay, let me open up the phone. See, it took at the starting first time for 3 minutes. Gradle build was took for 3 minutes, and now launch succeeded. But this time it took only 1 minute. Okay, the launch succeeded. It will install the application now, and it will display for us. Just wait. And lost when we come back to this course, another 1 or 2 classes I require. Okay, I will end this course on tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and after ending of this sessions the project phase starts where it is considered as an internship. You want to work on uh, the projects that I have given. If you didn't choose or if you didn't fill that form, just go and fill it immediately or ASAP just before Saturday. Okay, so that you can we can get to know who are doing which projects and all those things. See, this application has been launched now. Okay, there is no buttons, no text view, no nothing in this application because I didn't edit any in this activity.ml XML. And then let me go back. I want to see only widgets now, right? So what I will do, I will just go back to this. Let me close this all these things. So wait, this is just checking taking videos. Which process is running? Let's wait. Okay, close this and it will relaunch it again. Okay. Now when I press and hold a bit on this home screen, it asks me the widgets. And go to those widgets and just drag below. Okay, our name starts from widgets, right? Its store will be in the cluster. See, it is here. When I drag this, okay, I think this hasn't been changed yet. Launch it. I know. Okay, this is just saying example. Let me go back to the application. I don't know where the error is coming from. Let me go to this code. Okay. Here, Android texts example, content description example. Let me change this to. Okay, widget text. Let me change it to the hello welcome itself. Okay, content description means it will just show you the things. Let me type hello welcome. inside this hello, well, sorry, welcome. So you can change the background color also. I won't change it. I'll let it be whatever it is now. So what I will do, I will just extract it to the string resource. Okay, just uh, right click on this also, and that, just hold on. Okay, let me click on show context, and let me extract it now. Extract string resource. Okay, let me, okay, click on okay. And then this also context, extract string resource. Okay, but there is two things now. What happened is, in values there will be error because we added the two similar names. See, hello welcome. Let me remove this so that in this app widget there will be no error. See, it's just calling the same thing. Now let me relaunch the application and let's see what the name will be. Okay, let me show you in this itself because my system is crashing again and again. Let me show you in the old application itself. Just hold on this button. What I did the changes is I changed that example name into the hello welcome. Okay, if you change the context, right, that changes with this example only changes. Okay, with the hello welcome. When I drag this, when I drag it here on the home screen, it just pops me out the configuration file. See, it automatically pops me out the configuration file. Here, see, one screen. Let me relaunch this. Uh, See, it is asking me the configuration file. If I type here like John, and when I say sorry, John, and when I say add widget, then it just changes the widget into the John, and it adds into 2 comma 2 tile. Okay, it just shows John here. Okay, this is how widget works. Okay, thank you.